What is a seer stone? A seer stone is a special stone used for seeing visions and aiding translation. In European folk traditions, seer stones were used to find missing objects or to see other things not visible to the natural eye. When Europeans immigrated to North America, they brought these traditions along with them, and they were part of the culture of Western New York where Joseph Smith lived. Though seer stones could be considered magical by today's standards, ordinary people living in Smith's time had no difficulty believing that Christianity and seer stones were compatible, even working together. Throughout the Bible, God sanctioned the use of physical objects by His people to accomplish His divine purposes. Often these objects were used to understand His will. For example, Joseph of Egypt used a silver divining cup to interpret the will of God. In the New Testament, after Jesus' ascension to heaven, the 11 remaining apostles cast lots to determine who God had chosen as the new apostle. As previously mentioned, the Urim and Thummim were used by the high priest to interpret the will of God. Were seer stones associated with treasure seeking? Since seer stones were often used to find missing objects, treasure seekers would eagerly enlist people who were said to possess such powers to help them find buried or hidden treasure. In the northeastern part of the United States, it was commonly believed that previous residents of the land, like Native Americans or Spanish explorers, had buried treasure throughout the region. Because of Smith's reputation as a person who was gifted with seer stones, he was hired by Josiah Stowell to help in a treasure-seeking adventure in Pennsylvania. Stowell trusted Smith, sought his assistance in seeking treasure, and even took his advice to finally give up the hunt. Joseph Smith Sr. considered his son's ability sacred and hoped he would cease using it to look for earthly treasures. As Smith prepared to translate the Book of Mormon, he was commanded to have nothing further to do with those who sought treasure, and instead use his gift to translate and seek revelation. Later in his life, Smith acknowledged his participation in the venture, pithily responding to the question of his involvement by stating it was never a very profitable job to him, as he only got $14 a month for it. What was Smith's seer stone like, and where did he obtain it? In 1822, while Smith was digging a well with Willard Chase a half-mile from his home, he was reported to have found his principal seer stone. By 1826, Smith was said to have had 2 seer stones and would obtain more throughout his life. Smith used these stones to discern the location of missing objects and, as his mother said, see things invisible to the natural eye. Emma Smith described the stone as a small stone, not exactly black, but was rather a dark color. This stone was passed to Oliver Cowdery and then to the Young family. Decades later, Wilford Woodruff, the 4th president of the church, consecrated this seer stone on an altar in the Manti Temple and stated that Smith had found it by revelation some 30 feet under the earth. In 2015, the church published photographs of the dark seer stone, which was said to have been used in the translation of the Book of Mormon. Another common account relates that Smith found one of his seer stones on the banks of Lake Erie. Please like and subscribe. And for an objective look at more topics on Mormonism, visit MormonismExplained.org. Thanks for watching.